Fam, welcome back to my channel. This is Medea J, and in today's video I'm going to be using another mini palette from Colored Raine, and this time we're going to be creating this sunburst eyeshadow look, which is paying homage to summer that is fast approaching. So if you're interested in knowing how I got that look and my thoughts about the palette, then definitely keep on watching. So as I said, we're going to be using another one of the Chic mini palettes. This time we're using Sunset. This one has like a yellow orange theme, which is very bright, very fun, perfect for spring, perfect for summer. So I'm very excited to be using that. I'm going to be using mostly, if not only, matte colors. So first of all, just making sure that my brows are sorted, and I'm using the Plouise brow base in Rumour number 5. This is just to ensure that my brow hairs, are concealed, because I've been loving the bushy brow lately, so I just use that to conceal. And then as my base, I'm using one of the crisp finish bases from P. Louise, and I'm applying this all over the lid. All the products that I use today will be listed in the description box, so definitely check it out. And with these bases, because they dry quite quickly, you kind of just want to make sure that you pat it in place and then go in with your color. So I'm going in with the darkest orange color, and I'm packing that on the outer corner. And yeah, you can see from my reaction that the eyeshadow quality is very good, very pigmented, very pretty, and blends really nicely. And I'm using a shader, like a packing brush, to actually apply this as opposed to a blending brush. Because with these shadows, I kind of want to pack it in place before I start blending anything. Then using the other side of the eyeshadow brush, I'm going to be using this tangerine orange color. And I'm slightly packing that on top of the first shadow, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines and you don't see where one color stops and where the other one starts. So I'm just making sure that I blend that out and I pack it on. And as I said, we want to pack on the shadow before we start blending anything. And then I'm going in, I call this one like a Fanta orange type of color. And I'm applying that just slightly on top of the second shadow that I applied. And I'm keeping everything in like a diagonal motion, because I kind of want it slanted to really look like, I put it into my foot, but really what you're doing is applying one color on top of the other. And then the yellow goes in the inner corner, and I'm packing that one on top. I think I do want to say that for yellow, this is a really good pigmented matte yellow shade. It performs really well, especially as I use an orange base. If I'd used a white base, I'm pretty sure it would have been way more vibrant than how vibrant it was already. And that's it for now. So for my base, I'm using this Pore Perfecting primer from Makeup Revolution. This is actually the first time I'm using it. I believe this one is from Revolution Pro. And as you can tell, I'm already familiar with the Revolution putty primers. They leave a nasty little white cast. They're not made for people of color at all. It's just not. And it does affect the color of the base, so it isn't the type of putty primer that will dissolve over time and the color changes. I literally left it on my face for like 10 minutes and it stayed the same. Foundation is the Maybelline 30 Hour Super Stay Foundation. Luckily, this foundation is slightly darker than me, so applying it on top didn't really affect the color too much because of how light the primer was. The primer itself performs really well. I just wish that they did something with the cast or the color, or yeah. It needed to blend in and dissolve like the e.l.f. putty primer. But anyway, my concealer is the super size concealer from Makeup Revolution. I really love this concealer. This is in shade 12.5, slightly lighter than me, and I like to use it to highlight underneath my eyes, my chin, my nose area, and a little bit on my forehead. And as per usual, always make sure that you leave your concealer to settle down a little bit before you go ahead and blend. While that's settling in, I'm going in with this liquid blush from Made by Mitchell. And I believe this one's called, is it Cherry? No, it's Where's the SPF? I believe. As I said, everything will be linked in the description box, you guys, so don't worry. It's a very beautiful orange blush, and I am a true convert when it comes to liquid blushes now. I absolutely love it. So once that's blended, I'm now going back to blend my concealer because I've given it a good couple of minutes to dry down. And I kid you not, what's about to happen next is one of the most hilarious things ever. So the postman came to the door with me looking like this. Oh my goodness. It's the most embarrassing thing ever. Like literally, I bet I would have just thought, yeah, she's one of them crazies. She's crazy. Oh. Anyway, back to the video. Anyway, back to the video. So I'm blending out my concealer and just making sure that it's fully blended, and I'm trying to keep it away from the blush because I don't want to blend that completely out, but I do want it to blend slightly into the blush so that it's a seamless blend. To set that, I'm using the Mcgrath setting powder. And like I always say, every time I use this powder, don't use it to bake. I find that it's pretty drying, but it's a really good setting powder. And I'm using this triangle puff thing from LH Cosmetics. I love this, and I'm seeing a lot of people using it now. They're getting it from Amazon and the rest, but you guys saw it here first. I'm just saying. But anyway, I really love the sponge. And then I'm using the Tarte face powder to just blend out the cast, because I noticed that the Pat McGrath powder also leaves a cast that I don't particularly like, so I like to blend that out with the Tarte powder because it's closer to my skin tone. It does have some color to it. So to set the rest of my face, I'm using the Revolution Pro CC powder, and I'm using a flat top brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics. Did you hear that Revolution has purchased BH Cosmetics? I'm not sure if that's true, but I have been seeing some YouTube channels talking about it. But anyway, we'll see. To bronze, I'm using the face palette from Ofra Cosmetics. This is more a contour palette. For me, I've got contour, I've got a highlighter, I've got a blush highlighter. So I like to use this as contour because it's not warm enough to bronze with. So it gives me a nice chisel, which I really, really love. It's a really, really nice color. And then I'm going to go back in with the first shadow that I applied, this time with a blending brush. And I'm just extending the edge of that just so that it's a nice seamless blend. And it doesn't look like a sharp line because of the concealer. And then I'm applying some base on my lower lash line to be able to blend out some shadow there. I don't want to do too much. I kind of just want a little bit of color. That's about it. So I'm going to go in with the orange shade and a little bit of the yellow just to blend it out. And then for my eyeliner, I'm going to use the BlackUp eye pencil. It's like a gel eye pencil. It's very, very soft. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to apply that in my waterline as well. I'm gonna go back to my brows, and I've been using the ABH brow pomade now to kind of fill out my brows because my brows are getting thicker and they're pretty dark. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill them in and still blend them out with a spoolie brush just to make sure that it's not harsh. And then just to settle the powders on my face, I'm going to use the Morphe setting, the illuminating setting spray. Oh no, luminous setting spray. You guys, honestly. Just to settle down the powders. And then I'm going to go back and apply my black liquid liner on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to use this color as my blush. I was really feeling cheeky because I know I can get pretty out of hand when it comes to blush. But this was pretty soft, I think. It really accentuated the liquid blush from Made by Mitchell, which I love. And because I don't want to go too much overboard with the highlighter, I'm going to use the blush highlighter from the Ofra Cosmetics palette because it's very soft, very subtle. It's a perfect shade if you don't like highlighters and you kind of still want some color on your cheeks. And for my lashes, I'm using the Morphe Make It Big mascara. I love this mascara. I will go out on a limb and say this is my favorite mascara ever so far until another one's been created. I absolutely love it. I find that I always have this in my collection at some point because it works really well and it gives my lashes volume. And then for my lips, I'm using my MAC lip pencil in chestnut. And then I'm using this lipstick from Proper Beauty. I do have a discount code with Proper Beauty, which is Medea J, and I'll give you 15% off your shop. But I really love how beautiful this color is. The beautiful tangerine orange color kind of really matches my top. And this is the finished look. I love the way it came out. Very bright, very beautiful, very effortless. I literally used only matte shadows on my eyes and didn't do too much. You kind of just want to pack the color on top of each other. And I really love the simplistic approach to these palettes from Colored Raine. It makes it easy for you to select the shadows that you want to use without getting overwhelmed. And the colors are really, really good and pigmented and they perform really well. So if you're interested, definitely check them out. You can also use my code to save some money. I do recommend it and I can't wait to use the other colors. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice someone today and Black Lives will always matter. And I'll catch you in a future video. Bye.